Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the star of our show, Teri.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to The Music and Me. I'm your host Teri, and today's episode is all about a season that just feels like a fresh start. Springtime. You know, that moment when the air starts to feel a little warmer, the days get a little longer, and suddenly everything around you starts coming back to life. The flowers are blooming, the sun is shining a little brighter, and it's like the whole world is hitting the reset button. That's what spring feels like to me. A chance to start over, to shake off the cold and the heaviness of winter, and just breathe again. And honestly, music does that same thing for us, doesn't it? There are certain songs that feel like sunshine after a long, cloudy day. Songs that make you want to roll the windows down, go for a drive, or just dance around your house like nobody's watching. In this episode, we're diving into songs that are all about springtime, whether they actually mention the season or just feel like spring with their light, joyful, and uplifting energy. So wherever you are, maybe you're out enjoying the sunshine or just dreaming of warmer days, this is your soundtrack to the season of new beginnings. So let's get started. Let's start at the beginning with some classic songs that truly capture springtime. These are the kind of songs that don't just remind you of spring, they practically paint a picture of it. You can almost see the sunshine, feel the breeze, and watch everything come back to life. First up, Here Comes the Sun by the Beatles. This song was written by George Harrison during a time when he was feeling overwhelmed. You can really feel that sense of relief in the music. It starts soft and gentle, almost like the first hint of warmth after winter. And then it builds into something brighter and more hopeful. And that line, "It's been a long, cold, lonely winter," that is spring in one sentence. It's the moment when everything shifts and you realize, okay, things are getting better. Next is April Come She Will by Simon and Garfunkel. This one is just so simple, but so beautiful. It walks us through the months of April, May, and June, and it shows how quickly things change. There's something a little bittersweet about it because just as quickly as spring arrives, it starts to slip away. It's a reminder to slow down and really take in those moments, because they don't last forever. Then we have It Might As Well Be Spring by Frank Sinatra. This one is fascinating because it's not about flowers or sunshine. It's about a feeling. That restless, excited, can't sit still kind of energy. Like you're ready for something new, even if you don't know what it is yet. That anticipation, that's such a springtime emotion, don't you think? It's like your heart knows a change is coming before your mind does. And then there's Spring Is Here by Ella Fitzgerald. Now this one takes a completely different approach. The world is blooming, everything is coming back to life, but emotionally, the singer just isn't there. There's a disconnect. And I think that is such an important part of this conversation because not every spring feels joyful. Sometimes everything around us is changing and we're still catching up on the inside. And that contrast makes this song really powerful. And now I want to add in a couple more that bring a slightly different kind of spring energy. We have Spring Vacation by the Beach Boys. And you all know I have to include them because I love them so much. I did a whole entire episode about the Beach Boys, which related to summer, but I love the Beach Boys. This song leans into that fun, carefree side of spring. It's about getting out, enjoying the weather, taking a break, and just living in the moment. It has that classic Beach Boys sound, bright harmonies, upbeat energy, and it really captures that feeling of spring turning into those early summer days where everything just feels exciting and free. Then we have Spring Wind by Jack Johnson. This one is so calm and reflective. It's not loud or energetic. It's gentle, like a breeze. The song talks about change, time passing, and letting things go. And that's another side of spring we don't always think about. It's not just about things beginning, but also about moving forward and leaving things behind. It feels very peaceful, like sitting outside and just thinking. What I love about all of these songs is how they show different sides of spring. You have the joy, the sunshine, and the excitement, but also the reflection, the change, and even a little bit of emotional complexity. Because spring isn't just a season, it's a feeling, a shift, a moment of change. Now, those songs say spring, but what about the songs that don't mention it at all and still somehow feel like sunshine? These are the songs that just radiate joy. You hear them, and suddenly your mood lifts, your energy changes, and everything feels a little lighter. Like stepping outside and realizing winter is finally over. And I have to start with one of my personal favorites, Walking on Sunshine by Katrina and the Waves. This song came out in the 80s and it has never lost its energy. I work out to this song all the time and it's so much fun. From the very first note, it just bursts with excitement. It's upbeat, it's bright, and it literally feels like stepping into the sunshine on a perfect spring day. The lyrics are all about happiness and that feeling of finally getting what you've been waiting for. And that's exactly what spring feels like after a long winter. Every time I hear it, I just want to get up and dance. And honestly, I usually do. Next is Put Your Records On by Corinne Bailey Rae. This song has such a peaceful, breezy vibe. It feels like sitting outside on a warm afternoon, or maybe with the windows open, a soft breeze coming through, and there's nowhere you have to be. The message is all about being yourself and letting go of pressure. Girl, put your records on and tell me your favorite song. It's like an invitation to just relax and enjoy life. And that calm, carefree feeling is such a perfect match for spring. I love this song so much. It's so catchy and fun, and it feels like springtime to me. Then there's Lovely Day by Bill Withers. This song is simple, but that's what makes it so powerful. It repeats that phrase, lovely day, over and over, almost like a reminder you didn't know you needed. It's about waking up, stepping outside, and choosing to see the good in the day ahead. And spring is full of those moments when the weather is just right and the sun is out and everything feels possible. Now, let's add in I Can See Clearly Now by Johnny Nash. This one fits perfectly into this theme. The whole song is about clarity after a storm. I can see clearly now, the rain is gone. And if that's not a spring metaphor, I don't know what is. It's about obstacles fading away, brighter days ahead, and that feeling of hope returning. It's uplifting in a really powerful, almost emotional way. Another beautiful one is Sun It Rises by Fleet Foxes. This song, it just feels very connected to nature. It has this earthy, almost peaceful sound that makes you think of the sun coming up over a quiet landscape. It's not loud or flashy, it's gentle and grounding. It captures the quiet side of spring, when everything is slowly waking up again. Then we have Brighter Than the Sun by Colby Calais. This song is pure joy. It's about love, happiness, and feeling like everything in your life just got a little brighter. The melody is so upbeat and catchy, and it really feels like that moment when the sun hits your face on a warm day and you just smile without even thinking about it. And of course, we have Pocket Full of Sunshine by Natasha Bedingfield. This one, it's all about carrying happiness with you wherever you go. It's light, it's fun, and it feels like opening the windows, letting fresh air in, and just resetting your mood. It's like your own little burst of sunshine, no matter what's going on around you. What I love about all of these songs is they don't have to say spring to feel like spring. They capture the energy, the lightness, the joy, and even that sense of renewal after something difficult. But spring isn't just about sunshine and good moods. It's also about growth, change, and becoming something new. So let's talk about some more modern songs that really capture that idea of growth and transformation. Because spring isn't just about what's happening around us, it's about what's happening within us too. First, we have Golden by Harry Styles. This song, it just feels like freedom from the very first note. It has this warm, glowing energy, like driving with the windows down on a sunny day. But when you really listen to the lyrics, it's about stepping out of fear and into confidence. It's about letting yourself be seen and embracing who you are. That idea of stepping into the light after being in the dark for so long, that is such a powerful spring feeling. Then there's Bloom by Troye Sivan. This one is so beautifully written. The imagery of blooming is front and center. And it's all about opening up, being vulnerable, and allowing yourself to grow. It's not always easy to do that. It takes courage to be seen for who you really are. And just like flowers don't bloom every night, neither do we. This song really captures that gradual, meaningful kind of growth. Next, we have Flowers by Miley Cyrus. I love this one because it's all about independence and self-love. It's about realizing that you can take care of yourself and that you can create your own happiness. I can buy myself flowers is such a simple line, but it carries so much strength. And spring is such a perfect time for that kind of reset. Choosing yourself, starting fresh, and moving forward stronger than before. I also want to add From Eden by Hosier. This song has a completely different tone. It's a little darker, a little more mysterious, but it still fits with this theme of growth and transformation in a really interesting way. It plays with the idea of temptation, change, and stepping into something new, even if it's complicated. And I think that's important to include because growth isn't always bright and easy. Sometimes it's messy, sometimes it's uncertain, but it still moves us forward. And then there's Here by Alessia Cara. This one feels very real and very relatable. It's about feeling out of place, like you don't quite belong, but through that, you start to understand yourself better. You figure out what you want, what you don't want, and who you really are. And that's such an important part of growth. Not every spring feels joyful and light. Sometimes it's quiet, reflective, and a little uncomfortable. That's what I love about this group of songs, that they show that spring isn't just about blooming, it's about the journey it takes to get there. The uncertainty, the courage, the change, and finally stepping into something new. All right, I couldn't do an episode without bringing in a little bit of Broadway. Spring shows up in musicals in some really creative ways, not always literally, but through transformation, second chances, and those big life-changing moments that feel like a fresh start. So let's start with Springtime for Hitler from the producers. Now, this number is definitely bold, over the top, and completely satirical, but it uses spring as a symbol of a dramatic rebirth. It's flashy, it's unexpected, and it plays with the idea of something new emerging, just in a very comedic and exaggerated way. It's a reminder that even the concept of spring can be flipped and used creatively in storytelling. Then we have Mean Girls, which you all know I absolutely love. I did a whole episode about Mean Girls also. Songs like It Roars and Where Do You Belong really capture that feeling of stepping into a brand new world. Katie is starting over, a new school, new people, new rules. And there's that mix of excitement and uncertainty. That's a different kind of spring. It's not about flowers blooming, it's about you blooming, or at least trying to figure out how. And speaking of stepping into something new, I wanted to include Today's Gonna Be My Day from Hercules. This song is all about determination and believing that today is the day things are going to change. It has that hopeful, forward-moving energy, like waking up and deciding to take that first step toward becoming who you're meant to be. That mindset is so spring. It's about new beginnings and going after something bigger. Next, let's talk about Come From Away with Welcome to the Rock. On the surface, this might not seem like a spring song, but when you really think about it, it's all about connection, kindness, and people coming together in a moment of uncertainty. There's a sense of renewal in the way strangers become a community. It's about finding light in a difficult time, and that feeling of hope is very much in line with what spring represents. I also want to bring in a couple more musical moments that really reflect this theme. Seasons of Love from Rent is a beautiful example. While it covers an entire year, it's really about measuring life in meaningful moments: love, growth, and connection. And spring fits right into the idea of renewal and appreciating the time we have. And then there's Corner of the Sky from Pippin. This song is all about searching for your purpose, wanting something more, and something meaningful. It has that same restless, hopeful energy that we talked about earlier. That feeling of, there has to be something out there for me. That's a very spring like mindset. It's the beginning of a journey. I also love A New Life from Jekyll and Hyde. This song is all about longing for change, dreaming of a better future and a fresh start. It's emotional, it's powerful, and it really leans into that desire for transformation that spring often brings. What I love about musicals is how they take the idea of spring and turn it into something deeper. It's not just about the season, it's about those moments where everything shifts, where a character decides to change, to grow, to take a chance, even if it's scary. Because at its core, spring is about transformation. And speaking of transformation, let's talk about the songs that bring that spring feeling into my own life. These are the songs that instantly lift my mood and make me feel like everything is going to be okay. You know, those songs where no matter what kind of day you're having, they just turn it around. That's what this section is all about. First, we have It's a Beautiful Day by Michael Bublé. This is one of my absolute favorites, and honestly, it feels like the definition of a fresh start. What I love about this song is that it doesn't pretend everything is perfect. In fact, it starts with things going wrong. But then it flips that perspective completely. It's about choosing joy anyway, choosing to see the good. And that mindset is so connected to spring because spring is all about new beginnings. It's that reminder that no matter how long winter felt, better days really are ahead. I also have to include Beautiful Day by U2. This song has such a powerful, uplifting energy. It's about finding beauty in the world around you, even when life isn't perfect. There's something about the way it builds musically that just makes you feel like you can take on anything. It's hopeful, it's inspiring, and it really captures that feeling of stepping into a brand new day with a fresh perspective, just like stepping into spring. Then we have Soak Up the Sun by Sheryl Crow, and this one just feels like freedom. It's laid back, it's carefree, and it's all about enjoying life as it comes. The lyrics talk about not having anything figured out and being okay with that. Just soaking in the moment, appreciating what you have, and letting the sunshine do its thing. It's the kind of song that makes you want to roll the windows down, go for a drive, and just live a little. That easygoing, no pressure feeling is such a perfect spring vibe. And of course, Can't Stop the Feeling by Justin Timberlake. This song is pure happiness from start to finish. It's upbeat, it's energetic, and it's impossible not to move when it comes on. It's like the musical version of a bright, sunny day where everything just feels right. And I love how it brings out that carefree, playful side. Because spring isn't just about growth, it's also about joy, fun, and letting yourself feel good. What I love about all of these songs is that they remind me that spring isn't just something that happens around us, it's something we can create within ourselves too. It's a mindset. It's choosing joy, embracing the moment, and allowing yourself to feel a little lighter, even if just for a few minutes. And sometimes all it takes is one song to get you there. As we wrap up today's episode, I just want to leave you with this. Spring is a season of change. It's that moment when the world around us starts to wake up again. And in a lot of ways, we do too. It's a time to let go of what's behind you and step into something new, to shake off the heaviness of winter, whatever that may have looked like for you, and make space for something lighter, brighter, and full of possibility. Spring is about growth, it's about joy, and maybe, most importantly, it's about giving yourself permission to start again. Because let's be honest, starting over can feel really scary. Change is not always easy. Growth doesn't always happen overnight. Sometimes it's slow, sometimes it's messy, and sometimes it feels like you're not moving at all. But just like the flowers don't bloom all at once, neither do we. Sometimes growth looks like taking a small step forward. Sometimes it's letting go of something that's been weighing you down. And sometimes it's as simple as choosing to find a little bit of joy in your everyday life. Maybe it's rolling the windows down on a sunny day. Maybe it's going for a walk and noticing the world around you. Or maybe it's pressing play on a song that makes you feel like everything is going to be okay. Because music has this incredible way of meeting us right where we are and gently helping us move forward. So as you step into this new season, I hope you find your own version of spring, your own fresh start, your own reason to smile. I want to thank you so much for spending this time with me today. It truly means so much to me that you're here listening and sharing this love of music. So until next time, keep listening, keep feeling, and keep letting the music bring out the best in you. This is Teri, and this has been The Music in Me. Peace out, everybody, and happy spring. This has been the Music in Me podcast. Subscribe now so you don't miss a beat.